Good day everyone, welcome to my Ayaka animation cancel and dash guide. This will cover a couple of very basic concepts as well as a couple of advanced concepts. I released a previous video on this but the audio was not as good, so hopefully it's all fixed. So in Genshin Impact we have this concept that characters have a charge attack, but the problem with a charge attack, especially for Ayaka and Klee, is that it takes quite a lot of time and you can't move out of the way. So to remedy this, it'll cost you a bit of stamina, but you can use your mouse too and just dash out of it. And the moment the animation is up, you can do it. If you try and do it early, it might actually fail, but in this case we got it right there, almost frame perfect. There we go. As you can see on that last one, if you try to cancel too early, your abilities are not going to go off. But the moment, if you've got one single frame in which your ability goes off, then you can immediately start dash cancelling, which is quite cool. Dash cancelling is a very nice technique, but you can also jump cancel, which is another technique. For most characters, jump cancelling is better than dash cancelling because primarily you don't need to use any stamina to do it. For Ayaka, it is not really the case. So with Ayaka, dash cancelling is a lot faster by about 4 frames when I've counted it. And of course, if you consider Ayaka's passive talent, if you can hit an enemy while coming out of her dash, then you refund 10 stamina. So the stamina cost for dash cancelling is not as bad, whereas with jump cancelling, you're essentially just standing on one place, which can be a bit tricky. If you don't have a shield, you can get hit. Right, so there's not just animation cancelling in terms of your charge attacks, but you can also do it with your normal attack. So like with Klee here, you can see instead of me throwing 2 bombs, which takes a little bit of time, we can just, the moment that second bomb comes out, we can animation cancel it, which is also quite cool. And the same can be done with Jumpty Dumpty. I think there's another one, yeah, I think it's like the last one, like the last bomb she throws out can also be animation cancel. There we go. I don't usually go to a third bomb. I only use the first 2 bombs, but hey. Mona has also got a bit of a different way of animation cancelling, and this involves using her E without letting her E go off. So this is a bit of secret Mona tech. Not a lot of people know about this, but it's quite cool. It allows you to infinitely string your auto attacks. So that is a normal attack sequence, and now I'm actually going to do a bit of animation cancelling. If you notice, my E actually goes off, and I'm essentially just stringing this endlessly. There we go, and I just failed there right at the end. But essentially what happens is you just press your E right as you do your final turn right there, and then once you press your E and then your mouse 1 again, you can then essentially animation cancel. So that's quite a cool little trick on Mona. So getting back to Ayaka, I've already shown her cancelling abilities. Of course this applies to her E as well. You can get out. Now let's get on to the dash. The big problem with Ayaka and Mona's dash is that a lot of people think that it's slow to turn. You have to literally, let's use the guard as an example, you know, you're literally turning corners and circles around this guy without being able to immediately go and do a 180. So for instance, going back to Klee, I can dash forward and I can dash back very quickly. You can also do this with the dash. So essentially you just go up, pop back, and there we go. It only allows you, it takes a bit of stamina, but the direction change is quite easy. The way at which to understand the dash of Ayaka and Mona is that it is directionally locked the moment you press the key. So the moment I press my key, it's going to go in that way. But the thing is, it's not really a disadvantage as a lot of people make it out to be. Because of the uniqueness of this dash mechanic, we can actually do a lot of iframing, whereas a lot of characters cannot. So for instance, take Zhongli here. He can dash and he can dash in 2 ways, but then there's like a bit of an internal dash cooldown. So you can dash, but you can't dash again until you've until the internal cooldown has been reset. So you can dash, you run, and now you can dash again. So that takes a bit of time and a bit of stamina. With Mona and Ayaka, that's actually not the case. You can literally dash left, right. There's no internal cooldown, which means in terms of iframing, this is quite nice. And considering that Ayaka's passive talent, once you hit an enemy, restores 10 stamina, this essentially allows you to do this iframing, this invulnerability framing and dodging almost continuously. which is quite nice. And I think at this point I'm just going to quickly cut to a clip of where I'm actually in the abyss, and you will see how I do it. Right guys, so coming back to where we were, you just saw the clip in the abyss. The other way in which to understand Mona and Ayaka's dash is that you should not generally use your WASD keys unless you want to make very small little micro movements. But what you should do is you should hold it direction in one direction. Let's say you want to go forward, and then you just use your mouse to steer. And this is the much better way to actually do it. Of course, in a more practical scenario, what you want to do is you want to use both the directional keys, your WASD, and your mouse to steer it. And I'm actually now going to cut to a second clip of me in the abyss doing this, and hopefully you'll get the concept. Right guys, so we're back. Hopefully you saw the clip and the commentary. So now the last thing I want to actually do and cover with Ayaka is a bit of tech, like how do we actually need to play with her. The essential or normal way would be 4 slashes and a charge attack, which is really optimal. And then when you want to throw in your burst, you will do your burst, animation cancel, and then press Q, and then you can do your charge attack. That is a very nice sort of combo, and it's one of the most optimal ways of playing her. So yeah, that is what I've got for you in this short guide. Hopefully you understand the dash mechanic a lot better, animation cancelling, and you also come to appreciate that Ayaka is probably the most technical character Mihoyo has released. And if you doubt that claim, just check out my other videos on where I actually clear the latest Spiral Abyss now in August 2021. Both halves, I clear all of them solo with Ayaka, and it's quite a lot of technique. My gameplay of Ayaka is obviously not perfect, but hopefully we will improve as time goes on. Cheers.